Just wanted to show you how Miffy, my rabbit, sits on the bed like a kitty cat in the morning to wake me up.
Well, good morning, and it is. Why? Because it is not stifling hot out anymore. Even though it's September and not yet the fall, you know that it really is among us. Oh yes. And I've been watching my YouTube friends and I've been talking to my family and friends about how they feel so good that it's not stifling hot anymore. Yes, there are those people out there like maybe yourself where you just are really like, oh no, the summer's gone. I'm sorry. But it's our turn. So I'm excited because it is what is called a dismal day, but I like those dismal days because it feels like there's a covering of peace upon the earth where now everything is just kind of transitioning into a different mode, right? So the symphony music's on, ready to get the coffee going, and it's a blessed day, you know? While I'm waiting for my coffee to warm up, I want to encourage anybody who is either unschooling or thinking about it. Maybe you're homeschooling, I don't know, whatever it is. But this has been on my mind that, oh, gotta shut the alarm off. Hold on. Okay, so through unschooling, I'm learning, right? There's many things you gotta figure out. You have to go through it, right, to figure it out. But I'm here to say that because of unschooling, you're not doing your traditional, rigmarole with everything, right? So there's no more sitting down all day. And so you might feel like you're disordered, and God is all about order in the family, right? So how do you get that, but not, and not do the traditional things that you're used to doing? Well, the thing that I'm finding out is bringing order is, if you're a stay-at-home mother or father, whichever it is, that you're going to create that atmosphere on a daily basis, right? Every day is a new day, and you're going to wake up and you're going to make sure that things are in order, like your prayer, okay? Maybe there are chores to be done with the kids. It's not keeping everybody busy, it's just the priorities, right? The priorities are good morning, you're waking up, hugging each other, hello, I love you, listening to what each other has to say. Maybe somebody wants to talk about their dreams, coffee's done. And so you share all that, right? And then you a good attitude, right? So a positive attitude, let me find my cream. So yeah, a positive attitude goes a long way. And then you kind of might want to direct people like, okay, so you have to clean this mess over here because that's been there too long, And you're just you're like an overseer, right, as a parent. And you're not really telling everybody what they're going to be learning today because that's up to them, right? Okay, so except for my kids, I do give them a little bit of, excuse me. Thank God for coffee, I'm telling you. All right, so the thing is, so I still give them, we're very relaxed homeschoolers, so I still will give them a little math, a little English, a little writing as far as printing and cursive. And, but when I say little, I mean little, maybe a page. So, but you want them to figure it out, right? And you guide them. You're like showing them and revealing things all the time, questions and conversations, and the world is, throwing stuff at us all the time too. So it's like free guidance, and we can pick and choose what we are interested in. But to bring that order in and to, maybe clean the house, be a cheerful steward of whatever it is that you are. And everybody feeds off of that, right? You ever see like the shark swimming in the water and then all those little fish are attached to, like near it and they're all swimming together? That's exactly what it is. Always being in check and being cheerful, really. I think that's really where it's at, being cheerful. And, like me, I like having the symphony music on, and that signals to my children that Mama's in the kitchen, she's there for us. Like this morning, it was nice. Everybody was gathered in the bedroom, and we were just talking and laughing. Everybody was there, even Miffy. And it was just a great time together. Wow. What a taste. Okay. So today, this morning, we had gathered in there in the bedroom talking, and, I had some nice conversations with some friends on the phone and folded some clothes. And now Sarah's going to be cleansing part of my room that her stuff is in. So that gives her something to do. Seth is outside on the scooter. See him? There he is. There he is. So, and that's what the two younger ones will do. They will do their stuff at the table, and it's very quick, easy breezy, light. And my job is to cleanse. As you can see, this all has to go away. That's a chore that one of the kids will do. And I made a list. That's the other thing. I made a list of chores that it's easy breezy, light. Everything in my life is easy breezy, light, right? Because I want them to be able to figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives, right? But first and foremost, they have to. The reason why we are born to learn is to get to heaven, right? So you can't get to heaven unless you know that there's a heaven and that you are headed that way, and what do you have to do? And yes, you must have to do, because St. Paul said you have to run the race, right? All the way to the end. So you're doing that, right? Everything, education is all about, it's not about a degree. It's not about a degree. It's not about what hoops can I jump through so that I can say that I have this career. It just is not, okay? Although in the meantime, while you're focused on heaven, your focus has to be, okay, you wanted me to film this. The focus is on heaven, okay? So we're constantly celebrating our children, right? We're supporting them throughout the day, giving them a thumbs up, right? And, filling the home with fragrances like coffee, haha. All right, we're getting ready to do this now. So, right now, I don't see nothing wrong with decaf coffee with the children, so I have invited my son. To have coffee with me. And that's what I mean, making sure that everybody's safe, making sure that everybody is, focused, and we have to do our morning offering still. And so don't feel afraid, right? I mean, I should know. I have been afraid. But it's funny because you know how St. Padre Pio, he always talks about do not worry, right? Just like scripture says. And it's funny because isn't that what we do? It's almost like, okay, I have to worry in order to be successful at this. It's like I can't put my guard down. I have to worry. So then we worry, and then we try different things, and then we figure it out. So it's just wonderful because as long as we have our family in mind and we are the navigators of our ship, right? And they always have to be guided towards heaven, right? Always. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to start off the morning with some coffee, some morning offering, and then everybody can, in our chores, and then everybody can be dispersed in doing what they need to be doing for the day. All right. So let's wait for the coffee. And there's Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh. Yes, I do, because when I was little, he was only around a little bit. And then when I had children, he was around everywhere. So he's around everywhere for me. Okay, so we have an iced coffee for one child, a coffee for another, and another one for me. Symphony music, and we're ready to roll. So I'm reading the Catholic news after having coffee with my children. It was wonderful. Pope revises catechism to say death penalty is inadmissible. So, it says here, the new text, following in the footsteps of teaching of John Paul II in Evangelium Vitae, affirms that ending the life of a criminal as punishment for a crime is inadmissible, not tolerated, because it attacks the dignity of the person, a dignity that is not lost even after having committed the most serious crimes. Wow. Yep. So they're trying to get that to be stopped. That's horrific, you know. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions, though, I'll tell you. I'd be scared. I'd be scared because of God, you know. So, anyway, today is supposed to rain all day and night. All day and night with some thunderstorms, so it will be exciting. So hunker down wherever you are. The best stuff ever. Ever. I love it. So, I'm trying to think what else is happening. Just being together, making sure that everybody's doing something normal. Whatever it is that they decide. Something has to be normal, right? Yeah. You ever hear that song? Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. I'll be right back. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Did you guys see the video that I put up of, it was my mother's birthday, and I showed clips. We were watching home videos. I cannot believe that that was us. And it was only, what, like 16 years ago? I mean, that's not a long time. But wow, times have changed, and so have we. Can you believe it? It's just crazy. Crazy. Yep. I mean, but then you think about all that has happened in that time when I had all my children, all the adventures and the moving and the homeschooling and the everyday hustle and bustle and parties and adventures, and so much has happened. So yeah, so much has happened that you say, well, no wonder why I look so different, you know? Yeah. My goal now, I guess, is to still stay focused on eating healthy. Now, I have not gotten back into the lifestyle of eating sugar. However, I did have some of my mother's birthday cake. Now, see, I can see that. It's like in the matter of since last November, which is almost a year now, I've had about 6 different types of mainly ice cream and brownies and that cake that I had, about 6 times total. So I'm like, I can see how it kind of creeps in, and then you're like, oh, you allow yourself to have this and then that and so you can't do that. That's not going to happen in my life. I don't want it in my bloodstream, and it causes terrible havoc in your body. It does. So as long as I can resist that stuff, but wow, I can definitely feel the calling of it. And I have been eating white flour, and I have eaten all those grains, and I'm telling you, that's the stuff that helps me not to breathe right, and keeps the weight on me, right? Who doesn't love carbohydrates in that way? I know I do. It's wonderful, wonderful. However, it really isn't. So looking back at those videos, I know I'm a lot older now. I am 47 years old. Whoa, like, it's like, what is going on? Like, how am I almost 50? How does it happen? Me? How? I don't know. Anyway, I really want to capture as much of my natural self that God has created. All this here, this is not what God created for me. He did not create all of this here, you know? So I just have to stay focused, you know? I think I'm going to start exercising with my husband and just capture as much health as we can, right? As you get older, it takes a toll on you. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, you hunched over more, you're taking little tiny steps. It's not easy. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yes, I got to stay focused more. But I was proud of myself. I went to a baptism yesterday. I was the godmother. Isn't that exciting? I was so in my glory. Oh my gosh. The priest was talking, and I was so afraid. I'm standing there with the other godparent, the male, and he was holding a candle, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss out on something I need to be doing, because I had my eyes closed a lot of the time, because I needed to just have what the priest was saying penetrate into my mind. It's like, I can't believe that I am honored enough to be asked to be somebody's godmother. Like, wow, like, what an honor from God. It's such, if you are a godmother or a godfather, it is such an honor. You're being chosen. by God to handle this child, you know? So what a gift. But when I went to the party after, it was awesome because the only thing I did that was horrible was the corn curls. I love corn curls, but I didn't touch the breads and anything that I really wasn't supposed to, except for those cheese curls. Because, you know, I did enjoy it. I did. And I like what Chickens by the Lake Michelle says. She talks about that, you know what, she likes it. Why? Because I can. Yes, so I'm not really going to regret the cheese curls. That's stupid, right? Yeah, I just want to be healthy. I want my breathing to be the best it can be. I don't want to come down with any diseases. So far, everything is great. You know, I don't have to take any medication at all. And I don't want to either. I want to be the first person on the planet to not have to take medication at all, if there isn't anybody out there. So anyway, all right. I'm going to go answer the phone, clean up the kitchen, and God bless you, and maybe we'll see you later. All right, I'm going to compost. Now, I've noticed that rodents like to come. Rodents like to come to the Fry home, and I think it's ever since I have been composting. Now, I know that they can probably dig things up too. However, oh great, I'm spilling my compost all over the place. Hold on. Yeah, so I used to just throw the compost on there and mix it in a little bit, but now I am actually burying it to hopefully not entice them so much. And also, I really love to put the seeds of things. So rather than like if I just have lettuce, I like to put the actual seed of things, and then that's fun because you're basically planting seeds so that they will continue to grow. Right now, I think I have pumpkins. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And pumpkins and tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and I never planted them. So as far as like purposely, so that is a very cool way of composting. Just put it in your garden. Okay, just put it in there. I have to get a shovel. So that's what I'm talking about, is to throw your compost in your garden and cover it up. Dig a hole and shove it in, because you're planting stuff and you never know if cucumbers are gonna come up, whatever it is that you're putting in there. I'm hoping cantaloupe and all that stuff. So that's what I'm planting in there today. So you don't have to go out and buy seeds of things. You know, throw rotting zucchini in the ground. You know, I'm hoping all this will work. So I am alone. My girls went with their father, my husband, to the store, and I've allowed Seth to play video games. Let's see if I can put you here. Yeah. Video games all day today. Can you believe it? Am I crazy? Oh yeah, let me show you. I'm not sure it's gonna make it on time, but I would say that's a little pumpkin coming, and somebody's trying to dig away at it. That's right, I think I have to protect them actually by putting like a crate over it. So let me do that before I start digging. Yeah, so like these things, right? But I let them fall into the ground so the next year they'll come back. This thing, I've talked to you before about it. You can use these seeds right now when they're that color, not this color, when they're that color, as dye. I don't know if it's permanent dye, if it washes off. I know it comes off my hand pretty easily. And these, once this whole thing grows and it's brand new, and the leaves from it, you can actually cook them. You steam them up, put some lime juice on them, amazing. And this is oregano, which I highly, highly suggest to grow. Very, very hardy. You can give it away as gifts. Excellent. And look, it actually came over here a little bit. So I highly suggest it. This is my cherry tree. Yeah, it hasn't ever, produced anything like that yet. It was still very young. This year it looks the fullest. And this is our peach tree, which I hope someday it produces
fruit. You know, I don't know what age, I never really studied it. And we have 2 apple trees over yonder. So what did I say I needed? Oh, a crate. So let's go get that. This is my wonderful yard. I love it so much. This is my umbrella tree. It grows down to the ground if I let it. So there's a lot of shade, a lot of wonderful times under here. You know, my little sitting area over here that I got for free. I know this is dirty, but that's what's happening at the moment. Free. Everything is free, even that table over there. There's my barbecue that I made. I'm giving that away. Yes. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting what I'm looking for. All right, a crate. All right, we're gonna put this over the pumpkin. Why? Because, here's my sitting area. I love to make little trees grow over like an archway and little sitting areas. To me, that is a gift. I love it. It's magical to me. All right. So, I did dig up these things. I have no idea what they are, but they can't stay. I really don't know what that is either. I dug them up a little bit. There was nothing growing underneath it that I could see. So I'm gonna put this over here like this, and hopefully I'm not gonna stunt its growth. Yes. So you do a good job in there. I'm just putting that so no other animals grab you. All right, so this used to be a really fine, neatly rowed. I took all the weeds out all the time, and now I get what I get. I'm not gonna do all that. So I get what I get. I got my oregano. I got this thing you can multi-purpose. Oftentimes, because I always let it fall to the ground, they will come back. I love cherry tomatoes. And my pumpkins. It looks like only one this year, but that's okay. I was gonna cook it in but I don't think I'm gonna now that the animal looks like an animal bit into it. I don't know if it did or not. So, unfortunately. All right, so there it is. And now I'm gonna take the rest of the surrounding dirt and cover it up. All right, I gotta put you on the fence. And I think it's starting to rain a little bit. So we gotta make this quick. You know, it doesn't take very much effort, honestly. It doesn't. Okay? So it's all in. It doesn't have to be so neat and wonderful. Let me show you. So there it is. You would never know anything, right? Very good. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take some of these off because my children very much love, I'm not sure I'm doing this right. I will cut that down once it looks like it's over. But see, my kids can use that. And there's plenty more where that came from. I guess I should twist it off. Does it matter? Well, looks like I'm gonna have to, oh great. See, look. Oh, I cut my hand. I'm bleeding. I'm not really. So, hold on. I do not believe you can eat these. But we'll take them in and see what the girls can do. So, how am I going to carry all this? It's starting to rain. Yeah, see? It's all over your hands. Now, that will come off very quickly, so I don't know if, in fact, you do dye anything. Will it come off? I don't know. But there's only one way to find out, right? Okay. So, I'm all alone. My son is upstairs, like I said. You never know what kind of career anyone's going to have. So on this day, I told him that you can do it all day. Because when there's a burning desire to do something, it's not because they're being lazy, it's because they have an interest. I don't know where that will take him, maybe nowhere, but who am I to say? I know when I have a burning interest in something, I want to attack it. Oh, sorry about all the bumpiness while I'm walking, I just gotta carry everything. All right, so place this away. I love the rain. So I'm by myself, and I keep talking about that, being alone. I have been struggling with that whole, the kids growing up thing, and I don't like it at all. At all. But I do have to also accept God's will in my life, right? So if you're like me, where you suffer from, I feel like I'm an empty nester now, even though I'm with my children all the time. So I was looking at pictures. I'll go sit over here for a few minutes. I was looking at pictures last night of the children when they were really little, so little where they're getting Thomas the Train sets and it's Christmas time, and I just cannot believe, that time is over. I have a very difficult time, accepting that. I don't know how. I'm actually very bothered by it. So I do know that God has created it this way. And if anything, I'm probably being tempted by who. So I really am trying, it's really difficult, to get past all that by, if you really look at it, I guess it is selfish, right? Because I want my kids to want me, to want to be around me. It's always having to do with me, right? So I was the kind of person that did not like being single at all. I felt like, yes, I was rolling with the punches. I was doing the best that I can, but I didn't like it at all. It was like, why am I doing this? What is happening? I don't like it at all. I don't even know how to make myself really clear. It's just that I hated it. I hated every moment. I hated it as much as I hated going to school. Hated it. Did my best while I appreciated being single one day, and that was the week that I was getting married. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the last week I'm going to be single. I really appreciated that, Lord. Thank you. So that was being grateful to God. But in general, I just always felt like I needed to take care of somebody, right? So because of that, it was so horrible. I didn't like it. I always felt the need to take care of a family, take care of somebody, something. So it's just without doing that. And my mother-in-law understands, she understands. I don't think that, I know people, I was talking to them yesterday saying how, every stage is like a new present because you get to see what, what they turn into, but not me. I like them little, 3 years old, let them stay there forever. 6 years old, fine. So on this earth, here I am. It's funny too, because I am getting a lot closer to my husband, right? Because, the kids really, truly, they need you still, no matter what age they are. Like, I still need my parents. And I'm 47. So just the whole I'm trying to find out where my place is. What do I do? I guess I'm nervous about myself, yes. So I feel more lonely. Like before, I was constantly around children. Constantly. Like they were just like glued to my side, and I'm not even kidding, right? Then they grow, and then like I used to call my older daughter my shadow. Everywhere I went, she was right next to me. And gosh, do I miss that? I could cry right now. I think I'll be right back. All right, does it look like a murder scene? I hope I don't have all of this stuff on me. Yes, I'm thinking about how my daughter used to follow me around. It was so beautiful. Look at me, I'm a mess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. I have to go somewhere tonight. I'm gonna have all this bloody mess all over me. Anyway, it's very difficult. Because they don't do that anymore, really, like here and there, I noticed that the kids always come to visit me, where before they were always with me, so it was a very, very wonderful time, very wonderful life, yeah.
I need to adopt children. However, it's a wonderful thing now because look at me, I'm alone. Okay, the girls, even if they were home, they'd be doing something. They're doing their own thing. They're growing. They're supposed to do that. I was a child, I remember, you know. I'm just mourning, I'm grieving these things. But I don't know, it feels like I don't know. I feel like I'm never going to get out of it. But we know that's not true, right? With a lot of prayer. Yes. And, you know, when the children know that the mother, the father are there still, they're just doing their own thing. They find a lot of comfort in knowing that they are there. Like me, I'm 47. I know that if I call one of my parents right now, I could talk to them. I can go see them. I know they're on this planet, and I can talk to them. I can talk to them even after the fact. You know, you can always commune. You're always communicating with your loved ones. So as long as the children know that I'm here, and wow, it's a drastic change though. And I think that's why I get upset when I see like families with little kids, because I remember when my children were little, I really wasn't thinking on these lines at all. I just thought, oh my gosh, I would love to have a break. I would love to, you know, take a little walk and not have them follow me, you know. And now I'm like kicking myself going, why would you do that? Don't do that. So like last night, I brushed Sarah's hair. My sister-in-law was telling me how when her kids were little, she would like brush their hair 100 times each. She has 2 kids. And so that's what I did last night. We had some beautiful music on from Louisiana Sky. You know that movie that I was telling you about in my other videos? Well, it's a beautiful movie, and it's taken in the South. And they had this beautiful music in the background, and I was just brushing her hair. I did it 200 times, and I kept closing my eyes and saying, God, thank you so much for this. Thank you. I guess like my mother-in-law would say, it's nice to be needed, right? It's nice to be needed. So if you are going through the way that I am going through, or maybe you are sick to death of being around children, I say for those people, you must love it. You know, take your small breaks here and there, but appreciate it. Wow. You know, some people might think, oh, I can't wait till they grow up. I can't wait till this is over. Oh man, this is the best time in your life. I used to work at a nursing home, and the residents there used to tell me the best time of your life is when you're starting your family and you have your little babies and nursing them, and they are right. They are right. Your family life is so vital. So that's what we've been doing. We've been sitting at the table, and every night or every day, whenever we can, whether Steve is with me or not, that's my husband, we sit at the table and just be together. Maybe it's out in the mudroom. Like this morning, we had a little bit of coffee together. It was very short, but it was necessary. We didn't even do our morning offering. I gotta do that. And if you don't get the morning, get the afternoon. Say your prayers to God. You got to draw your children near. It's not about sitting at the computer or going here and there and everywhere or seeing this person and that person. It's about God, period. I'll show you my favorite scene. There it is, my favorite scenery. That's my little window to heaven right there. Yes. So I'm rambling on and on about my sadness. I'm sorry. But hey, you may be going through it too. Yes. Or you might be on the opposite end going, what are you, crazy lady? You need to get away from these kids, you know? I can't even imagine that. They're my pride and my joy. Life is worth living when you have children. And life is worth living in general, of course. Oh my gosh. But when you have children and you have that vocation of marriage like that, it is so beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness, you know. For those of you that understand, you know. Alright. So instead of making this video really long, I think I'll cut it short here. And
I'll put it up while no one's here, and then I'll continue on with my day. And I will make a place, I'll make my house a home, and God's will be done. Yes, it is. God's will be done, not mine, and not yours. God's will be done. And remember, God is good all the time. Amen.